Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Desmond Z. If this is the first time that you've ever seen me, let's talk. Let's get right down into it. Let's just no time for no introduction. Let's just get right down into it, because I feel like I haven't actually sat here and spoken to y'all eye to eye, chest to chest, nose to nose, lips just like the inside of a rose. In a while, like the last two videos, I was out and about, like, and then in between those videos, it was just nothing. I think it was just like 3 weeks of nothing. And you know, it is what it is. But 2024, it's book-wise, it has pissed me off. I've said it before in previous videos how it's just been up. It's been topsy-turvy, up and down, roller coaster. I have had no consistent like flow of good books. I'm not even reading as much as I'm used to. And it's not even about like the quantity for me, even though I do enjoy reading back to back. Like I enjoy reading a lot of books, but I never force it. Like when I say, if I come to you and I say, oh, I read 15 books this month, that's not me saying I read 15 books just for the sake of it. It's because I was in the mood to read those 15 books, so I read them. And all of them don't be good. You know, we can't, everything won't be a top 10. Everything won't be a #1 hit on the Billboard charts, okay? Yet and still, I read it because I was in the mood for it. But lately, it's just been like, I don't even feel like reading. And then when I do, it's just something that I'm just, it's not even worth my time. It ain't worth my time and my energy. But there are some books that I have read like throughout this year that I haven't even spoken about. Like October, I read the sequel. I talked about it, but then I didn't put it in the actual video where I talked about it. I edited it out because I was just yapping, and I was just like, you know what, I don't even need this. I'll just cut this out. I'll talk about this book at a later time. And if you don't know, the sequel is a sequel to the plot. And this book is about a guy who writes a novel. You know, he doesn't write a novel. That's the whole thing. He steals the plot of a book from one of his students. And, you know, it becomes a worldwide hit. And then he starts getting these letters saying, hey, I know you didn't write this book, blase, blase, blase. I'm going to out you. I'm going to tell the people what you did. You a low down, dirty motherfucker. Okay? And so the sequel is what happens after everything goes on in here. And I can't give too much away, because if you haven't read that book, then it would literally just spoil the whole book. And I really feel like you should read the plot first, because it's the better book to me. But yeah, it was just like, it was a lot. I can't tell you, it was like a lot of bodies dropping. That's not a spoiler, because it's literally, you know, a thriller, and I'll let you expect somebody to die. The main character in this book is not a good person either. Even though like some bad things happen to them, they're not a good person either. So, you know, not no cut and dry, like, oh, good God, you know, very much an anti-hero. But yeah, I was so excited for that book because I really did enjoy the plot. And then it was just kind of, I don't know. It wasn't a bad book. It was just middle of the road for me. And then there was Bury Your Gaze. I don't even remember if I talked about that book. I think I did, but that one, I didn't really enjoy that one. And that's more horror, and I'm not a big horror fan. So, is this mic on? Oh, yeah. Let me double check. Testing 1, 2, 3. Is my microphone on? Yeah, it's on. Okay. What was I talking about? Bury Your Gaze. Yeah, Bury Your Gaze. I chalked it up to it being horror and me not being a big horror fan. So that's really why I didn't enjoy that one. I think I talked about that one before. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, there you go. What else? James. I talked about James. James has really been like the best book that I've read as of late. Lately, have I told you I loved you? Lately, have I told you you still mean the world to me? Sorry. But James has really been the highlight as of late. And I talked about that last time in the video when I was going off on people shouting and telling people, turn your brain on. Because you need to use it. Real. I read Real by Kennedy Ryan. I know I'm just spouting off books, titles, synopsis. Stay with me, okay? Stay with me, people. Stay with me. I'll put a list of all the books I talk about down below. I read Real by Kennedy Ryan, and that is about this young girl, young lady, young woman. This is her first big role. She gets her big break in this biopic, and she gets plucked out of obscurity by the director of the movie. His name is Cannon, and a little romance begins to blossom between the two of them. And the main character is also dealing with an illness that can be very debilitating at times. She has to take care of herself, make sure she's not stressed. She has lupus. And like the characters felt like real people. Like they really did. I felt like, these were people that I could come across in real life. Like they felt like real people. Yet and still, for some reason, I never fully just grasped. Like I never fully cared in a way. It's like a coworker who maybe y'all chit chat in the break room. You eating your salad. They eating a little something from the cafe downstairs, and y'all chitting and y'all chatting. Then maybe y'all sit next to each other, y'all cubicles next to each other or something, and y'all shoot the shit a bit. But then after work, it's just like crickets. It's silence. Like y'all don't hang out after work. Y'all don't force it. Y'all don't push it. Y'all don't try to. Y'all know y'all are limited. Y'all are limited to these walls of this building, honey. That's the only time y'all converse is when y'all in this building. Outside of that, don't even try, baby. You ain't coming to my house. I ain't coming to yours. We don't even gotta do no happy hour. But then you know how you have some of those friends, some coworkers, or it's like some classmates or somebody you meet, and then they slip through the cracks. They get through there. They get to the other side of that wall, and next thing you know, y'all at Friendsgiving, y'all hanging out, going on vacation. That's your motherfucking dog. That's your dog. Y'all like this. And real was really the former instead of the latter for me. It was like I recognized this was a very real person. This person has a life of their own, and I wish them well, but I never really just truly was invested. And that's what happened with Real, and I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. Like I could sit back and objectively say this was actually a really good book, but yeah, for some reason I never fully grabbed on. But before I let go, This Could Be Us. I did enjoy those for the most part, and I'm really excited about the next one in that series, where the main character will be Hendrix. Yeah, and I can't wait. Like that's what I can say. Like I do enjoy Kennedy Ryan's writing, like that. Like we know the pen is there, baby. The pen does what it needs to do. But it's like sometimes some of the characters I don't really fully become invested in. I read a book called Every Moment Since. That's about this young kid who was the youngest of three. He went missing when he was like 10 years old. He was hanging out with his brother one day, but he never came home. And now it's 20 years later. And it was like late 80s when he went missing. And now it's 20 years later, and they found a jacket that he was wearing when he went missing. So, the case is reopened. The parents never left the town because the mom was like, what if my baby comes home? The big brother who he was with when he went missing ends up writing a book. So he's been traveling the world, talking about his memoir, where his brother is a huge part of the memoir, obviously. Oh, no. The one who missed, he wasn't the youngest. He was the middle child, yeah, because there was a younger one. She's the daughter, but she was only like 4 years old when he went missing, so she doesn't really remember him at all. I do wish we would have got more of her in the story. I feel like if we would have focused a little bit more on her as well, fully developed that character. She's more of a side character because she didn't have a strong connection to the brother. It would have I would have liked to have dealt with that. Like, how do you feel knowing that your family can never be whole, and you would love it for the family to be whole, but there's someone missing, and that someone missing, you have no connection to them. Like, you don't really have any strong feelings. Yeah, oh, my big brother is gone, but I never got to connect with him, so I don't feel as strongly as y'all do. And then you have the mother who, obviously lost her child, spiraling. She'll never be the same. I don't know what it's like to lose a child. I don't know what it's like to have a child. But I can fully imagine that, you would never be the same again after your child goes missing and you don't even get closure on it. That was cool. It was all right. That was cool. It was good. A little melodramatic, very Hallmarky. I feel like there are times where it was this is like a Lifetime movie. And it was very like sappy, very melodramatic. And I wish it would have maybe tightened up a bit. That's really the biggest complaint about that. It was just a little too sappy for me. The Sons of El Rey, that is about 3 different generations. I do remember that. I remember the Sons of El Rey. The Sons of El Rey. So we have Ernesto Vega, right? He was a famous wrestler back in his day. He's lived many lives, from pig farmer to construction worker to a famous wrestler. And, he found fame, rapidly gaining recognition across Mexico, but at great expense, nearly costing him his marriage to his wife, Elena. Years later, in East Los Angeles, his son, Freddie, is struggling to keep, his father's gym open, while Freddie's son, Julian, is searching for a professional and romantic fulfillment as a Mexican-American gay man, refusing to be defined. Damn, can I read? Refusing to be defined by stereotypes. Now, listen. Julian, refusing to be defined by Mexicans, by stereotypes, yet he kind of becomes one because he's just he run around chasing these old white men and really just doing some batshit crazy stuff. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Julian, what are we doing? It's just like, he doesn't want to be defined by stereotypes, and yet he becomes a stereotype. Like, he pissed me off. And like, maybe he's in on the joke. Maybe he's in on it. And he's like, I know what I'm doing. And he's got one up on me. But still, I didn't like the character. Pissed me off. And then overall, the book was doing too much. We were hearing from like people who were dead. And then we were following Julian being a fucking idiot. And then we have what was his name? Ernesto, who never got to truly be who he was. And he was married to a woman. And their marriage was just like, it was like a prison to him. And then we have Freddie in the middle. And Freddie was just there for me. Freddie was just like watching paint dry. And it was just doing a lot. It was a lot going on in the Sons of El Rey. If maybe it had tried to do 2 or 3 of the things that it was doing instead of 7, it would have been better. Like, if we could have just reined it in a bit. Let's rein it in a bit. It could have been a smash hit, but it was just doing. The Sons of El Rey was doing a lot, and I was over it. I ain't got nothing else to say. But I have. What do I have? I have. All I heard is all I have. Pride is what you have, baby girl. I'm what you have. You be needing me, but you bad. Oh, wow, I'm sweating. God damn. Harlem Rhapsody. This is an arc. This book comes out February 4th, 2025 is when it's gonna be on sale, is what it say. It's written by Victoria Christopher Murray. We have a main character named Jessie. She's been named the literary editor of The Crisis, the first black woman to hold this position at a preeminent Negro magazine. Jessie is poised to achieve literary greatness, but she holds a secret that jeopardizes it all. W.E.B. Du Bois, right, is the founder of The Crisis, this Negro magazine. Not only is he Jessie's boss, but he's her lover. He is her lover. And neither his wife, you heard me, nor their 14-year age difference. Their 14-year age difference can keep the two apart. It's mess going on. It's historical mess. Historical drama, historical fiction, historical mess. Juiciness, gossip. And I feel like this might be just what I need to pick a brother up out the slump that he been in. Because I'm motherfucking tired. I'm tired of reading just middle of the road ass books. I need something good. I need something to tickle my fancy. And I feel like Harlem Rhapsody might be it. Like, when I read the back synopsis of this, I was like, oh no, wait a minute. I ain't expect all that. I didn't expect all that. I truly did not. And I also have Untethered. This comes out in the next couple of days. This comes out on December 4th or 3rd. I can't remember. Whatever. Hold on, let me be sure. Let me be sure. It's the 3rd. Yeah, it comes out on Untethered. So, in the small college town of Troy, Alabama, amidst the backdrop of the civil rights movement in 1967, so we still back in the day. We still back in the day when I was young. Katia Daniels lives a life steeped in responsibility. As the director of the Pike County Group Home for Negro Boys, she pours her heart into nurturing the young lives under her care, harboring a longing for children of her own. In her own home, the weight of her family's history bears down on her when she and her mother learn that one of her two brothers is missing in action in the heart of the Vietnam War. Brother is missing. And having lost her father to cancer years ago, Katia took up the mantle of caretaker, ensuring her mother and brothers were looked after, creating a web of obligations that stretches her emotional bandwidth thin. So I have a young lady, a young woman, who her brother is missing. He over there fighting in Vietnam for a country that don't give a damn about him. Her father died years ago. She taking on all the responsibility, trying to make sure that her family is good. And it's a when Seth Taylor, a familiar face from her high school days, re-enters Katia's life, he brings with him a breeze of nostalgia and a reminder of a time when she felt free to dream. So I'm assuming that he's going to come in, loosen things up a bit, tell her, girl, you too young, you taking on too much responsibility, it's time to cut loose, do some things, girl, live your life for you. And then also, trying to find her motherfucking brother over there. So it's a lot going on. Too much is on her shoulders, and she needs to break free. That's what this is about, and I'm awful. Y'all know I love family drama. Y'all know I love family mess. Y'all know I love somebody starting over. It's just, it does it for me. For me, it does it. And I'm all about, oldest, it seems what would be the oldest child. Yeah. Too much responsibility. Trying to break free, trying to live their life for them. Oh, that's right up my motherfucking alley. So I'm hoping these two will do what they need to do for me. And then I can come back and actually have some good things to say about books that I've been reading for y'all, because that's what we need here. That's what we need. My nose is sweating. And that sun is shining down on me. But that's it. That's all I have for y'all in this video. If you enjoyed whatever this was, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I am going to try to get through these books in the next couple of days. And then I have some other arcs that I'm actually really excited about. Can't wait to sink my teeth into those, because I feel like it's going to turn my life around. It's going to turn my life around, and that's what I need. I need some books to turn things around. That's it. That's all I have for y'all. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.